I'm back. I'm getting hungry. I don't know if somebody can bring me food out here. I'm in the woods. And I'm actually going to take a hike. Do any of you guys take a hike? This mama is watching her babies. Okay? She's watching her babies. Really good. All right. Put the shelves back. So, um, let me go on my other phone. And I screenshotted some pictures because I'm getting so much downloads, you guys. I can't even keep up with the downloads anymore. It's just too much. Downloads. It's not for you. Downloads like a computer. Downloads. Um, okay, so we're talking about DNA. Now, I wanted my daughter to join me, but she couldn't. So let me get there because I took some notes. Okay, so so we all have DNA, right? We all have two strands of DNA. Okay? We have DNA and then we have the RNA. Okay? Now, the DNA, think of it as your hair. Okay? Metaphor for your hair. So think of it, okay. Okay, so your hair, you have two strands of hair, right? I'm not a scientist. This video is for entertainment purposes, but we're going to use discernment out here, okay? This is all bullshit. It's all made up, okay? Don't believe in nothing I say, okay? The birds are saying, they're talking. And this bird, she is watching her babies. Now, she's a real bird. There is artificial birds out here, okay? Artificial. I was on a hike one day, and I seen one of those birds they use for hunting. The bird was so artificial, like, because some people, I was starting to believe is all birds artificial. They could be. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a psychic. When I seen that artificial bird, I'm like, what's going on? And there was a crow one time that was looking right at me. Okay? Right at me while I was doing the read. The crow sat there the whole time listening to my whole read. So maybe this bird's sitting here listening to my whole read. I don't know. Okay, I really don't care. Okay, I'm getting confirmation, so it's okay. I feel like she's on a nest. I'm gonna take a picture of her. She looks like a real bird. I know I sound crazy when I say there's artificial birds. There's artificial birds coming to a city near you, or already in a city near you. I gotta laugh because when I seen that artificial bird, I'm like, okay, why am I even seeing this? I told my daughter, I said, come look at this fake bird. And some people walk by and think, oh, this is just a regular bird. The bird was fake, artificial. They use birds for like hunting, I guess. This bird's not moving. She's in her nest. I'm gonna take a picture of her. She's not moving. She has a nest though. Okay, I will take a picture. If it's an artificial bird, I really don't care at this point. I seen an artificial bird is coming to a city already in a city near you. Oh, papa. Ooh, y'all probably think I'm crazy. Okay, so think of the DNA. So there's deers back here, okay? Normally, deers don't attack you unless you provoke them, and they're never by themselves. Okay, never ever. I haven't seen no bears, only deers. Okay, so so let's look at DNA. Now, I did a video previous to this video, so this would probably be like somewhat similar in some kind of ways, because I'm getting that psychically. Okay, so I remember when I had an out of body experience, my heart, I could see my heart, and I could see my body, and I could hear everything they were saying. And I remember um, the heart muscles or veins to the heart. It looks like a string of hair, like not like a whole hair, but just strings of hair. So think of that as the DNA and then the RNA. Okay, so the DNA would be the two strands together, right? And the DNA would be the one strand. Okay, no, I'm sorry. The DNA would be two strands, and then the RNA would be one strand. Okay, of hair. Think of it like that. So why am I talking about this? There is a place called I see this in the future. I'm going to do a shell reading on this. Of artificial intelligence. Okay. Okay. Now I googled. Okay, every time a cell is divided, it's required to help duplicate the cells of the DNA so that a copy of the original DNA molecule can be passed to each of the daughter's cells or son's cells. I'm not a scientist, you guys. Okay. Um, I never studied biology. I'm just a psychic. Okay. That's all I am. So, can any two humans have the same DNA? The human, okay, base pair of DNA and the existence of human genetic variations is such that no two humans identical. Okay, so no two humans, save identical twins, ever have been or will be genetically identical. Okay, so no two humans are made up the same. This is what it's saying. Okay, but the bloodline is. Okay, if that makes sense. Now, the reason why I want to do DNA and RNA is because I see something in the future. Okay. Now, nearly every cell in a person's body has the same. Okay, so nearly every cell in a person's body has the same DNA. Most DNA is located in the cell nucleus, where it is called nuclear DNA. But a small amount of DNA can also be found in the mitochondria. Okay, that's a part of your makeup. Okay, you guys can Google this. I'm not a scientist. Now this is interesting right here. Okay, images to show the colors of DNA. Now different parts of the DNA represents. You have the red color in the DNA, the green color, the yellow, and the blue. This is interesting because if you think about chakras, right? All these colors are in chakras. So what does this mean? Woo, papa. Okay, what I see in the future. Okay, I just did a shell reading, and I see something that's going to happen in the future. Um, um, now, This could be, I always have to say past, present, and future because that's how I see things. So if you look up the DNA, it comes in different colors like our chakras. That's interesting. Very interesting. You learn something every day, you guys, if you listen. Um, so, okay, so you know how we have a natural birth, right? I see something in the future that is not natural. And it could be, I feel like it's in the present moment, in the past, in the future. Okay. So it's all in one. Okay. Past, present, and future. If that's how we want to look at it. So let's do the shells and get right up into this read. You guys can watch a video. I was going to show you a video, but some people are like, they don't want to see no damn video. Oh, she flew off. Oh, I'm around here and she has a nest. And I don't want to bother her nest, okay? Because you know how mothers are with their babies, okay? Yeah. Okay, show me what I need to see for the future with the DNA and versus the RNA, okay? Past, present, or future. Psychically. Blowing my prana on the shells, okay? Wow, this is interesting. Now, I did a video on the reptilian race, and I keep being shown the reptilian race on my shells, okay? Yes. When I talk about reptilian race, you guys, I don't want to like be repetitive, repeating myself because it's annoying, but I see the Anunnakis, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys my shells. See ya. Okay. It's interesting. I have these two shells. They look like they're my biggest shells actually in my bowl. They look like reptilian, okay? They're the biggest shells, okay? What am I seeing here? The reptilian race is very powerful. That's why they're showing up as my biggest shells, okay? Whew, I'm sweating. You guys, there's like 2 cars, my car, and nobody else out here. And the bird, wherever she went. She'll be back. Ooh, this is gonna get deep. Very deep. So deep. It's gonna put you to sleep. I'm just playing, you guys. So deep, gonna put you to sleep. Whew, y'all may think I'm crazy. Hold on. Whew, 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 whew. No. Okay, so what I'm seeing now, there is a video of Echo Life. Echo Life, okay? It's a real facility, okay? It's a real facility. Now, I'm seeing these facilities in different places. Now, this reptilian race wants to keep power, okay? Now, we're all descendants of the reptilian race, okay? I'm starting to believe that, okay? Through the bloodline, down the bloodline, okay? Because of the fallen angels, and I believe this has to do with the book of Enoch itself, okay? The book of Enoch, where it talks about the fallen angels, okay? You know, there were certain things that weren't supposed to be done, the inbreeding. And it brings me back to Adam and Eve. Okay, so, whew, jeez. Okay, so this reptilian race, okay, wants to use our DNA to turn us into another race. Okay, now we are the offspring of the reptilian race, the Anunnakis. Because when I see the Anunnakis, well, the reptilians, I see the Anunnakis. Okay, I also hear the Anunnakis. Okay, they're together, and this is what I'm seeing with these two shouts. Okay, of the reptilian. Let me show you. So these two shells would be the reptilian race and the Anunnakis. Same. Look the same, are the same. Okay? So basically, this is artificial intelligence, engineered humans. Okay? So what's going to happen in the past, present, and future is there is going to be, I'm looking at the candle, okay? There is going to be, okay, you know how, I believe this is happening now, okay? I'm not sure because some people can't have babies, right? So say you have a hysterectomy or you cannot bear a child, I'm hearing. You're not bearing, okay? You can't carry a child, okay? Like a normal woman would carry a child. I don't want to miss nothing, you guys. So what I'm getting is there's something already in our DNA that is reptilian. Okay, they know this. And I gotta say this video is for entertainment purposes, okay? But the children that are going to be born in this Echo Life, Echo, whatever. I showed you pictures. It's called Echo Life, I think. You're going to be able to, and this is happening now, the color eyes, the genetics, the makeup. Because our genetics is our DNA and our RNA. Okay, that is our makeup. Okay. That's what makes us who we are. Okay. And our bloodline. Okay. So this reptilian race, okay, which we are the reptilian race, the Anunnakis. Some of us are Pleiadians. Some of us are something else. Okay, I don't know. Think of Men in Black. Okay, all kinds of people that can shapeshift and stuff like that. Okay, we all can shapeshift in some kind of way if we know how to do it. Okay. Maybe this new race will be able to shapeshift. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. But so I feel like this is gonna sound crazy as hell. So these babies that are being born, past, present, future, you can pick out the eye colors. You can pick up the genetic makeup. You can pick out the race. So if you want a black baby, you can have a black baby. If you want an Asian baby, you can have an Asian baby. If you want a white baby, you can have a white baby. If you want a Bono baby, you can have a Bono baby. Okay? They understand the genetic makeup. This is what I'm being told. Okay? And how to manipulate the genetic makeup. Okay? So if you want a tall baby, you can have a tall baby. If you want a blonde baby, you can have a blonde baby. If you want the baby's hair to be black, the baby's hair will be black. If you want the baby's hair to be black, red, blonde. I remember when I was a child, I don't know why I'm being brought back to my childhood, but I remember as a child, I encountered this being, right? And it had blonde hair. I'm talking about blonde hair, like gold blonde. Like, so now I'm a child, okay? And I see spirits, okay? So I remember, I remember it was me and my stepsisters. We were all in one room and we were like on a bunk bed set. And I told this story before. And a man, he looked like a man. His hair was gold. Okay. Now, the only time I seen gold dust, like I seen gold dust above me, around me. Okay. That is when an angel was in my presence. Okay. There's different kind of angels. Okay. It looked like somebody sprinkled gold dust, okay, in the Orthodox, Coptic Orthodox Church, okay? It was so profound. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing this gold dust, right? When I'm seeing this gold dust, I'm gonna go back to my childhood. When I see this gold dust, and I remember women were sitting on one side and then men were sitting on the other side in the Orthodox way. But then there was people that were sitting by their husband because they had the children, right? Or they have a spot for the children with the mothers, whatever. And I seen this gold dust, but there was one lady, right? She stood out to me more than anybody. Even the people, this one lady and one of the preachers stood out to me. Okay, he wouldn't give me bread that day. I remember, I'll never forget it. And the wine. Okay, so I seen dust. Okay, gold dust. Okay, so I look up, and the gold dust is all around me, above me, all in the church. I'm talking about all in the church, you guys. The church was so packed that people couldn't even get in the church. People had to stand outside the church, okay? Like, you know, the walkway in the church, people were standing in the walkway of the church there was a funeral going on, okay, for this guy. He was a pastor of the Coptic Orthodox. Coptic just means Egyptian for my newbies on here. And we were going to honor his crossing. I don't know why I'm talking about this, and I want to go back to what I seen as a child. So his body was kept in the church, okay? The Coptic Orthodox, they keep the body in the church, okay? They don't let you touch the body, okay? This is just their ritual, their ritual, the way they do stuff, okay? So you can't go up and touch the body until after they perform a certain ritual, okay? The burning of the mirth and stuff like that, and the prayers, and they walk around, okay, the church and stuff like that. I recorded it, okay? But the gold dust, okay, so I didn't record the gold dust, okay, because I couldn't believe what I was actually seeing. So there was angels that appeared in front of me, okay? So they look like dust, like somebody just sprinkled above my head gold dust, okay? So I'm just like looking around. So mind you, I'm sitting towards the back, but there was a woman. It was so crowded that they had chairs in the middle of the, like in the aisles, okay? There was a lady that was sitting in the chair, right? Like directly across from me, right? I don't know why I'm talking about this, and I'm supposed to be staying on what's happening in the future, past. And she um she was on her knees like I was on my knees praying, right? We were the only people on our knees praying, okay? I mean, she was really, really, really in the spirit. She really was in her, she had the spirit. The spirit was in her, okay? The spirit of discernment was in her, okay? I could feel it off of her, radiating off of her, okay? So I remember seeing the gold dust and I'm looking around, okay? Um, like I went to tell the lady beside me, both ladies, can you see what I'm actually seeing? But they probably would have thought I was batshit crazy, okay? The angels appeared in this church, okay? But they appeared when they came in and they appeared as gold dust, like gold. Like you know how we have gold, but it was in a dust, okay? So there's different angels, okay? So going back to my childhood, because I want to stay on this, okay? So I remember I was a child and we were living. I'm gonna take you guys there where I grew up. It's land, okay? A lot of land, and there's woods behind it, okay? And I used to play in the woods a lot. Now I seen um, spirits since I was a child, okay? I used to be scared of them, okay? So I never forget this though. It always stayed with me, okay? I remember it was at nighttime and I was laying in the bunk bed with one of my sisters because we was like Stephanie, Tiffany, Tara, and me. There's four of us and my sister Jessica. But I don't, yeah, she was born. I think she was born. But so I think me and Tara was on the same bunk. And all I remember is this this man had gold hair, like gold that you would wear gold, okay? And he freaked me out, okay? So I remember I had the cover. I seen him, and I put the covers over me because I didn't want to see. When I used to be scared of seeing spirits, I used to put the covers over me so they would like go away, okay? But they wouldn't go away. They kept coming, okay? So to get to the moral of the story, um, they're the artificial reptilian. Well, the reptilians, the Anunnakis, the descendants. How they're going to use this DNA, manipulate the DNA and RNA, past, present, and future is it's happening now, past, present, and future, but this is going to be a more significant, sophisticated race. Okay. We all know we hear the stories of the the children that come in with a gift, but these kids are going to come in with they're going to be artificial. So they're going to be programmed, okay, with some knowledge. You know how we go on our spiritual journey, we have to find this knowledge out ourselves. They're going to come in with knowledge because they're going to be programmed like a software. They can retain faster, they can run faster, they could do things differently, okay? Now, the reptilian race is behind this, the Anunnakis, and we are the reptilian race, so they are going to genetically make this race, okay? So if you cannot have children, you had a hysterectomy or you can't bear a child naturally, you're going to be able to genetically, you know how we have our children naturally, they come out looking like, we don't know what they're going to come out looking like, right? But these children are going to come out the way you design them, if that makes sense. So if you want a blonde hair, blue eyed child, that is what you're going to get. If you want a black, brown skinned child, that is what you're going to get. If you want a child with brown eyes and brown hair, that is what you're going to get. Okay? Wow. I knew this was going to be deep. All right? I don't want to stay on this too long, but there's going to be some modification done on the DNA and the rNDNA. Okay? So there's going to be some genetic programming, which has been happening in artificial intelligence, because I don't even want to say it no more, but there is going to be some, these are artificial. So these are like artificial genetic children. But what's so interesting that I'm getting is, you know how we have emotions and feelings. These children are going to have emotion and feelings, but not like we are. Okay? Because they're artificial. So they're not going to be able to feel like us. Okay? This brings me back to the Anunnakis and the reptilian race. Okay? They can't feel like us. Okay? They can't feel like they. And when I met the star ancestors, the same thing. They had like you know how we have emotion, we're emotional beings. They're not emotional. So the future is going to change because these children are not going to have emotion like we do. So if you don't have emotion, how are you going to run this world with no emotion? Okay? Very interesting. If they can't feel emotion like we can. Okay? I don't know what part of the body that we feel emotion. Okay? I'm seeing the front of my brain. Okay? I don't know why I'm seeing that. Right? So this is what I'm getting psychically. Look at these. When I see the reptilians, this is how I see their on their heads. But these two right here in the future, past, present, and future, we have been genetically modified in some kind of way. So if your children doesn't feel emotion, you know, like crying, you know how some of our children cry, we cried, we felt emotion. It's like empty because it's artificial. Okay? A vessel, but an empty vessel. That makes sense. Okay? Right? And then above this, going around this, above the dome. Oh, I keep hearing. I think there's deers. There's deers back here. Spiritual war because of this. Okay? Because man has been given this knowledge and have learned this knowledge to manipulate energetically the gene, the DNA, the RNA to modify this artificial hybrids. Okay, so they're going to be hybrids. All right, you guys, in the future. But we have hybrids now, but these are even going to be even more hybrids, artificial hybrids. Okay. Could you imagine somebody ruling the world with no emotion? No comment there. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing in the future, you guys. I'm going to change the title of this. I'm going to put Stranger Than Fiction. Okay. The reptilian race, they want to stay in control. See, there was knowledge that we were not supposed to have, and if we have to go back to Adam and Eve, right? Because of this knowledge, right? And if we go back to Adam and Eve, because we can take knowledge from the biblical text, right? Was Adam an atom, like in biology, science, and Eve something else? Okay, I don't know. Okay, just saying. um, but these people are genetic. I keep hearing genetic modified. Okay, to stay in power. Okay, so this is they're like a vessel, an empty vessel. Okay, no emotion. So if we look up emotion, let me look it up real quick, and then I'm going to end this, you guys. Is anybody on here? Hit that like button, share my videos. This phone is going slow. I'm in the woods. So if we look up emotions, I don't want to miss anything, because when I go into my reads, there's so much I want to say, and I'm getting downloads. A lot of us are getting downloads so fast that we can't even keep up with the downloads, because they're coming so fast and so frequent and so fast. Okay, you can't keep up with it. So, oh, it's showing me songs. Okay, what are emotion and feelings? So, okay, so why emotion starts as a sensation in our body, the feelings are generated from our thoughts about those emotions. Okay, so there's a connection, and I'm seeing it in our front, I'm hearing cortex. Okay, or in other words, feelings are how we interpret emotions and let them sink in. We use the word feel for both physical and emotional states. Okay. Okay, the fundamental difference between feelings and emotions is that feelings are experienced consciously, while emotions manifest either consciously or subconsciously. Some people may spend years or even a lifetime not understanding the depths of their emotions. So, like, emotion would be crying. Okay, that is emotion. The kids will be programmed to cry. Okay. I mean, it's not funny, but so that is what I'm seeing. It's already happening, past, present, and future. So if you look at emotions, it's a specific reaction to certain events, includes cognitive and physiological changes, help prime our bodies to act in a certain way, automatic and unconsciously. Then if we look at feelings, it's our perspectives of sensation in our bodies, like that tingling, that coldness, that warmth, not necessarily related to the emotion feeling tired of cold, I guess. Consciousness readouts of our internal states, one component of our emotion. Okay, that is our feeling. So the emotion and feelings is two different. So anyways, I'm not gonna say this long, but I'm seeing that this part, the cortex, I don't know. I'm hearing cortex. I don't know nothing about the brain. But anyways, so they're gonna modify geneticify and modify these offsprings. Okay, stranger than fiction out here. Okay, and who's behind this reptilian race? Okay, I said a lot in the last video, so I'm not going to stay on this video long. Um, I see a mad scientist, like literally, and I'm seeing a reptilian race, okay? And I'm hearing Annunaki, okay? I'm hearing regenify, cortex, brain cortex. I don't know what this means. Frontal lobe, pineal gland, conscious, unconscious, subconscious. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing psychically with the shells. Okay, this will be the future. Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. This has been a long one. You guys can comment below. This reptilian race, because we are descendants of the reptilians, is in the Annunakis. What's interesting is it's been genetically modified, right? So a full-blooded reptilian doesn't have emotion, but the genetics from passed down from DNA and RNA, it has changed, and it will change again. Okay, this is what I'm getting psychically. All right, you guys. All right, this is Jennifer Felix. I thank you guys for joining me for my psychic read. Hit that like button, share my videos. I thank you guys for being in my space, taking your time to listen to me. And this is all bullcrap, okay? Stranger than fiction, okay? All right? All right, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Hit that like button, share my video. Until the next video, I'll be back. All right, you guys? All right. Bye, you guys.